I don't mean to put you on the spot here because there's one running back I'm realizing I didn't put either as a faller or a riser, and that's because I didn't know necessarily what to label him as. But I feel like for a show dedicated to the offseason whose values are changing, we got to kind of talk about Melvin Gordon. And I know, again, I don't have this on the agenda, so if you are, if you don't have anything on Gordon or you don't have anything off the cuff, I totally understand. But I just realized I completely overlooked him as somebody that changed teams this offseason, so we should break that down. Do you consider him a riser? A lot of people think he falls because Denver's offense just wasn't that great last year. Now he leaves the Chargers where he's been so successful. I see some upside here too, though. What are your thoughts on Melvin Gordon in Denver?
No, I think he's a riser. I mean, he had the awful after he got back from the holdout. I mean, he just didn't have a run over 7 yards for 3 weeks. It was really bad. But I mean, I remember the Packers game, a couple games later in the year, he was back to being that kind of stud with the ball in his hands. This guy led all running backs in broken tackles from 2016 to 2018. I mean, he's legit. I know, that kind of injury concerns float around with him a little bit earlier in his career, but he more or less powered through those. I think it's great because the one thing he does a lot better than Lindsay is receiving. So even though it is probably going to be a two-back committee, I think we're going to see Gordon kind of have that. Same thing with Miles Sanders. No, I don't think he's going to be the workhorse necessarily, but we know he can be, and he's probably going to be the lead back with the receiving role anyway. So, I found myself higher on Melvin Gordon the most. And going to Denver, I mean, we might have a better offensive line, and he should get more receiving work than you would have, having to split it with Austin Eckler. So, no, I think the arrow's pointing up with Melvin.
Absolutely. And the workload, too, under Pat Shurmur, their new offensive coordinator, there's tons of stats about how this guy is just a bell cow breeder. I mean, we all saw Saquon Barkley, so that's kind of seared into our mind, but we've seen Steven Jackson do it before. LaShawn McCoy had huge seasons. I mean, he definitely, there's a stat, I'm looking right here, 308.7 carries per season, 83.9% of the team's share, and 61.3 targets per season for his running back ones. And he first came out and said, I need my running back to be able to do it all, to be able to catch. There's 3 elements to it, and that's one of the most important. So, as you said, that's the huge edge that he has to stay on the field. Mike Kliss, their beat writer that everyone says is tied to John Elway, says Gordon's going to be the bell cow. I'm told it's only a 2-year deal, so they're going to kind of ride him out. I totally see the volume. A better offensive line. They were number 12 in Pro Football Focus's as compared to 29th for the Chargers. So I think there's a ton of upside here just because it's an uglier offense on first glance. I mean, what if Drew Lock also takes a step too and this offense becomes that much better? They're going to certainly be in shootouts and track meets. I love it too. I'm with you. I consider him a riser. I've seen a ton of articles about him going down, and I just don't get it. But now we are going to get to the fallers. Unless I don't think there's anybody I missed, but by all means, let me know if I did. But what about fallers? Is there anybody you consider